real or not in these articles. All of this is teaching you those skills. We're making you, right, literate in the digital world. So that's our reasoning for everything that you do. We want to get you ready, right, to collaborate quickly, to learn new programs quickly, to learn how to process information online, right? And all those, just being in time. So you're learning all those skills. So we've dealt with access, but now you have to learn how to actually deal with things online. So to be a good digital citizenship, or an element of just being a digital citizenship, is having good digital literacy skills. So hope that sounds familiar for you. I hope you see why we do the things we do. The veil gets, pushed back a little. You get to see behind the scenes. All right. So so the most important one is our digital etiquette, right? So now we have access, right? We can buy stuff online. We communicate online, right? We're learning how to be literate online, not illiterate, literate online. Next thing that we definitely need, right? We need etiquette, digital etiquette, so we can stop being rude. So technology users often see in this area as one of the most pressing problems when dealing with digital citizenship. We recognize inappropriate behavior when we see it, but before people use technology, they do not learn digital etiquette, right? So access, communication, we all have that, but one thing we haven't learned really is etiquette. Most people don't learn etiquette on the online realm, right? So many people feel uncomfortable talking to others about their digital etiquette. Often rules and regulations are created, or the technology simply banned to stop inappropriate use. It's not enough to create rules and policies. We must teach everyone to become responsible digital citizens in this new society. So because we haven't learned digital etiquette, and I'm sure I've experienced it, I'm sure everyone here has experienced it in some way, right? That people just don't learn how to talk to each other or deal with you appropriately that they would do to face, right? And then sometimes when we're there, we may be in the same chat room, we may be on our Facebook page, we may be on Twitter, maybe in a group wiki or board, and we see people saying things that they shouldn't be saying, and most often we don't call them out. Whereas in person, we would say, hey, that's inappropriate, you can't say that here, right? So we need to learn that we have to, kind of police that ourselves. We have to talk to people about their digital etiquette. And so all the rules and regulations, and Dexter says definitely Twitter, right? So Twitter makes rules and regulations, right? And to try to help with their digital etiquette. Facebook is doing that. You see boards do that. So they're trying to create these rules and policies to help. But again, to responsible digital citizens, we have to help and also speak up ourselves. All right. Or if you're ever creating a board, a message board or something yourself, you also have to worry about that and maybe put some rules, regulations, just outright ban some stuff that is going on. All right. So next one, digital law. I am the law. Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd. Sorry for I'm going to throw out some movie quotes sometimes. Don't mind me. All right. So digital law deals with the ethics of technology within a society. Unethical use manifests itself in the form of theft and or crime. Ethical use manifests itself in the form of abiding by the laws of society. Users need to understand that stealing or causing damage to other people's work, identity, or property online is a crime. There are certain rules in society that users need to be aware of in an ethical society. So we say an ethical society because we all need to learn and that we need to do things that are ethical, just in the same way we want to do it in person. We're not going to do it online, right? Just because we're online, there are certain laws and rules that do judge that, right? So these laws apply to anyone who works or plays online, hacking to others' information, downloading illegal music, plagiarizing, creative destructive worm viruses, sending spam, stealing identities and property. All that's unethical, right? None of that sounds crazy to anybody out there because you can't do any of those in the real life. You also can't do that in the digital life as well. We have to respect the rules and laws of society is definitely digitally as well and online. And this is why sometimes different countries have different digital laws, and we have to respect the laws of those countries. If you ever work in a big business or tech firm in the industry or media, you'll learn that real quick that you do have to worry about sometimes other countries' rules, laws, and regulations if you want certain products or markets or anything to be out there as well. So we know we have some digital etiquette. We know that etiquette has to follow the law, right? And so next, we know that we have certain rights and responsibilities. So just as in the American Constitution, when there's a Bill of Rights, there's a basic set of rights extended to every digital citizen. Digital citizens have the right to privacy, free speech, and all the basic digital rights that we associate with, right? So basic digital rights must be addressed, discussed, and understood in the digital world, right? So we need to understand other people's rights, and we need to extend their rights for them, just as people need to understand that for us as well. But again, with those rights come responsibilities. Users must help define how the technology is to be used in an appropriate manner. And in digital societies, these two areas must work together for everyone to be productive. So as I stated before, if you're ever in charge of a board, or maybe your own YouTube channel and stuff that you're putting on there, sometimes you have to disable comments and other things. So it is, you know, our responsibility to make sure the rights aren't being stepped on by other people online. So we all have rights and responsibilities. So we have basic rights, we have responsibilities to make sure those rights are followed for not only us, but for others as well. So if you're ever in a position of power, you need to make sure that you can do that for others as well. It's part of your responsibility, right? So we have our kind of ethics and the laws that we're finding, and that we have to go through, right? We have rights and responsibilities. So one thing that we need to know also, so we're worried about our access, which we have. We can buy stuff online. We know we're literate. Again, we can follow laws. We know we got rights and responsibility, and we have to be ethical. But one thing that we need to also worry about, that we also worry about in our real life, is our health and wellness, right? So digital health and wellness. Now I'm gonna throw it back to you out there. What do you think of when you think of digital health and wellness? And while you're thinking, I'm just wondering if anybody's thinking of this, right? Just while you're typing their responses out there. Because I think when people think of digital health and wellness, when I say that term, people are always thinking of, oh yeah, it's just those people who just stay on their computers all day, get fat and lazy. Oh yeah, Andrew says having a balance between digital and real life. Jennifer says mental health issues caused by excessive internet use. Samantha says how much technology is too much. I have Candace, gym life and work life. Yes, all those, great. Danny says staring at the screen too long. Yes, all those, 100% correct, right? So it's more than just thinking of, oh, it's just fat lazy people on the internet. Digital health and wellness, right, is our eye safety, repetitive stress syndrome, sound ergonomic practice, are issues that need to be addressed in a new technological world, right? So it's our beyond the physical issues, right? Those are physical issues that we've all mentioned. There are also the psychological issues that are becoming much more prevalent, such as internet addiction, right? So users need to be taught the inherent dangers of technology. Digital citizenship includes a culture where technology users are taught how to protect themselves through education and training. Yeah, and Donald says just be safe, keep yourself from mobile viewing. All right, and so yeah, addicted to technology. So yeah, eye safety, which I think someone mentioned, but repetitive stress syndrome, which can definitely happen. Sound ergonomic practices, you're thinking about back issues. We're talking about back issues, neck issues, everything physical, right? And then you also have, we talked about internet addiction, cyberbullying, everything that comes along with being on the internet. So our health and wellness, we also need to be concerned about through education, right? Andrew wants to wreck a good chair. It's because, yeah, I recommend also getting a good chair. I actually bought a good racing gaming chair that I use because it allows a lot of back support and neck support, because I understand pinching a nerve, right? Because all those things are there. And so if anybody's ever worked in an office, or if you currently work in an office, many offices, and maybe yours is better, don't actually ever talk to you about like, hey, eye safety. There are glasses that you can wear to help the strain on your eyes when looking at a screen, to help the color palette. They don't talk about, you know, I don't talk about chairs, as Andrew said, about, or different desks. And if you think about when you go into a factory where people are wearing eye safety glasses, eye safety goggles, right, or hard hats or something else, because they know there are dangers there, a lot of the time we're not educated about the own dangers of the technology use that we have, right? So the physical ones that we can definitely get from there. And then again, the psychological issues that we can also get, right? And so we all know it. We talked a little about internet addiction. Just some of the things that being on the internet does with anxiety, nervousness, bullying, all of those, right? So we need, right, to protect ourselves, right? Through for our own health and wellness, right? Through education and training. So learning about what high safety is for computers, learning about getting a good chair, as Andrew has stated for us, and all those things. Just what we can do to help the strain on our bodies and minds when using the internet, right? So we know our rights, responsibilities. We got to take care of ourselves, and taking care of ourselves also comes with, right, our security. Because it's one thing, we follow the law, we're ethical, we're worrying about our health, everyone has access, we can communicate, we can buy stuff, but to be a good citizen, we still have to worry about digital security, because this is one area that we need a lot, right? So in any society, there are individuals who steal, deface, or disrupt other people. The same is true for digital societies. It's not enough to trust other members in the community for our own safety. In our homes, we put locks on our doors, right? Fire alarm, securities, anything so we can have some level of protection against those who would want to disrupt us, right, and steal from us. So the same has to be true in our digital space as well. We need to have virus protection, backups of data, surge protectors. As responsible citizens, we must protect our information from outside forces that must cause disruption or harm. And as you talk and see about the Sony hack that we're talking about and everything else as well, security becomes a huge issue when you're talking, especially in the entertainment industry. People definitely love to see how much people get paid. They love to steal music, steal movies. We have ransom attack, HBO's getting hacked, scripts are leaking. All this really means something, especially to everyone out here, right? And why you come to LA Film School. In the entertainment industry, digital security is a huge issue and something that you have to be aware of and protect yourself against, because unfortunately, they're coming after the industry, right? Something weird. So just remember, when you're, I like to put this up. So when you're thinking about this digital security, be like this gentleman right here. Be like Worth. Be a security officer when it comes to your own security. All right, and also be a gentleman and drink tea. That's what I like to say. Right? So there, right? So we just definitely want to be like Worth. So now we know we need to protect ourselves. We know we got laws. We got the laws of the digital world that we have to abide by. We're worried about ourselves and our health. We got proper etiquette. We can shop online. We have access for everyone, right? We know how to communicate. And that right there, right, is being a digital citizen. Right? So are there any question about any of the elements that we went over of being a digital citizen? And yes, Callie, live long and prosper. I hope everyone out there watched the new Star Trek Discovery as well. I like Star Trek, so I'm going to put a plug in there for them. But at any time, please feel free to ask any questions that we have about the elements of digital citizenship. Are there any questions? All right, no questions. If you want to know if I prefer who my favorite captain is, it's Jean-Luc. If you cannot tell by my French last name, I'm always going to go towards the French-sounding captain. Candace, yeah, I like that. You know that one too. So, all right, seeing no questions, we'll move on to actual our week 4 discussion. And I'd like to actually just open up the discussion at this time. So let me just bring that over here. We can all see that. Oh no. Okay. So our discussion for this week, right? Our objectives for it are to identify multiple digital technologies for digital literacy, including the internet and mobile devices, apply digital literacy tools and techniques to collaborative experience with peers, discuss the ethical behaviors that create a respective global digital citizen, and employ the responsible actions required to be a proactive global digital citizen, right? And of course, we're going to refer to the material presented in our readings this week, and we just went over the 9 elements, and then electronic etiquette and hacking after Sony, right? So for the topics, and you're expected to discuss on all 3 topics, right, is the first one, as a professional entertainment, film, or media industry, which one of the 9 elements of digital citizenship is most important to keep in mind? Share examples of when any of these issues has been an issue in the life of someone you know. What are the risks of not being aware of these digital citizen topics? And then our second topic, what are some examples of the importance of digital etiquette in the real world? What are the implications and consequences, right? And what do you think will be the long-term impact of the Sony Pictures digital security breach on the entertainment industry? How does this case influence your views on the importance of digital security in the entertainment industry? Are you aware of other similar situations in the industry? HBO, Netflix, ransom hacks these summers. If so, please share with classmates and discuss. So, you definitely have plenty of examples for that one. Again, share a reflection on these 3 topics. Post your first one on your initial post, again, on your session board by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And then your response post, engage in a dialogue, reply post to at least one of your classmates, Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And again, for your response post, please go beyond I agree with you. Please move the conversation forward with your classmate. As always, we have this grading rubric always on the second page for you that definitely shows you what we're grading on. And response posts, we want you in this exceptional range. So response posts, just remember, yes, to engage with classmates about their ideas and provide additional insight or thought-provoking questions, right? That's the exceptional range. Needs improvement is students respond lack substance, i.e. merely saying good point. So again, avoid that and move the conversation forward. And if you ever have questions of what we're grading on, please look at the rubric and you can read exactly what we are looking for and what we're gonna grade you on personally. And that is our discussion post, pretty easy, right? As Donald said, engage in discussion, definitely do engage in it. Are there any questions about our discussion before we move on to our assignment? All right, we're not seeing any, so we are gonna move on to our assignment. Oh, I'm on the second page of it already. I'm already ahead of myself because I'm so excited. I love this assignment, so I hope you have a lot of fun with it as well. I love this discussion. I love this whole course. I love everything, so don't mind me. I love the whole course. But so our objectives for our assignment is to explore the risk of digital citizenship, find, evaluate, and summarize information using a variety of digital technologies, communicate information using a variety of digital technologies, and apply digital literacy tools and techniques to academic tasks. So digital technology provides powerful tools and unprecedented opportunity for communication, creativity, and commerce. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? We're going to Spider-Man this on you. So consider how you, as a professional in the media and entertainment industry, could raise public awareness to create a positive impact among a specific group of people regarding an important aspect of digital responsibility, such as online privacy, on digital distraction, environmental and societal impact of technology, or health and technology. Again, you can go beyond those, but those are some examples, all right? So if you want to think about, oh, where can I find some information just in case I have nothing that I want to talk about, we have that great link, and I'm sharing it here, as always, in our chat. Our first link is our digital responsibility, taking control of your life. So, right, it'll give you some resources and some stuff that we have. Again, digital distraction, online privacy, environmental societal impact technology, health and technology. So they'll give you resources that will help you with topics. So example, environmental impacts, we have Environmental Protection Agency, Green Electronics. So this will give you maybe somewhere to start, give you some plans or ideas if you wanted to talk. And Lauren said the link I clicked didn't work. I'm not sure which link you're clicking, or if you're talking about the one in the box, I just clicked it again, the one I shared. So that's working for me. And it's definitely also on the PDF as well. No. Oh, so one of the links in there is not working for you. So if it's not, just try another one. Again, these are just to help you with information and resources. You don't only have to use these. None of these sites are required. You can use your own. So for the most part, I know I just clicked on a bunch of them, so I'm not sure which one's not working for you. But definitely for the most part, this is just to help you out, to start you out, right? To think about different topics that you could possibly do. But again, feel free to come up with your own topic. So select one of these topics, conduct your own additional research, and then create a community public service promotional piece, right? And this promotional piece can be a poster, billboard, print, or online display ad, a script for a public service announcement, an audio file of a radio public service message, a storyboard for short public service video or film, a short public service video message, or anything else that you come up with. Just approve it with your professor first before you do. Usually we're okay, but that's a pretty exhaustive list. But if you come up with something else, just ask one of us and we'll definitely approve it for you before you do it. So with that, right, you're going to create a promotional piece, and your goal is to communicate to a specific target audience to make them aware of how something important that they should know about their rights, responsibilities, or risks associated with digital citizenship, and present a call to action, encouraging them in steps they should take as a result of your message, right? So Jennifer asks, can I implement stop motion with this project? I'm guessing if you, a short public service video message, yeah, so that should be fine. And Donald asks, are we coming up with our own topic to advertise? Yes, so you're gonna select, you can select usually the online privacy, digital distraction, environmental, society, impact, technology, and health and technology. Those topics cover a lot, but inside of them, it could be anything. Let's go back to our site just to show you some of what our site says, right? Stop texting and driving, cyberbullying, environmental. So this is gonna be just recycling and energy impacts, health. We're talking about eye, neck pain. So it can be literally anything that you're coming up in those topics, right? As we go back to our reading, right? And we're creating a public service announcement, right? About, right? Something that we need to know as a digital citizen, right? Our right and responsibility. Consider how you as a professional in the media industry could raise public awareness, create a positive impact among a specific group of people. So you're picking a topic and you're going to create a public service announcement. So Claire, so you could pick any of these or something that you can think of as well. If it's something, again, we're creating a public service announcement and our goal is to communicate a specific target audience, make them aware of something important they should know about their rights, responsibilities, or risks associated with digital citizenship, and present a call to action, encouraging them and steps they could take as a result of your message. So as long as you're doing that, that's the important part, right? To highlight that. That's your goal. As long as you're doing that, then you're usually good. But again, it's about digital citizenship. So drinking and driving doesn't work. Texting and driving does. It's an element of digital citizenship. So we want to make sure that you're focusing on digital citizenship, right? So this is a time to flex your creative muscles, right? That's why you came to LA Film School, because you're a creative type and you want to flex your creative muscles. Bam, right? Poster, script, audio file, storyboard, video message, anything that you want. All right. And William's letting us know, call to action, marketing for anything you want your audience to do something, right? And we're gonna go over that a bit too. So definitely, that's what your call to action is going to be. That's what we definitely want from all of you. So regardless of what form you choose for your promotional piece, you must also include a treatment. And this is an industry term, meaning a paragraph or two explaining your piece. All right. What about a blog post? Depends what your blog post is doing, right? Because definitely it depends what your audience is, right? Because you have to go to a specific target audience and you want to make them where they should know. And just think about you want it to have the same relevancy or the same spread that you could do definitely as we would do with another public service announcement, right? And Dexter's asking, what's a billboard or poster board exactly? A billboard, what you see on the side of a highway, and a poster, like this is a public service announcement poster, but a poster that you probably saw even in your high school or on college campuses or anything, right? As you see there, like a poster, like a movie poster, but usually a public service announcement, right? Are we attaching this advertisement to a written assignment? Yes, we are. That's the treatment. That's what I'm going over right now, Donald, right? So you're going to include a treatment, and the treatment should include the intended medium of your promotional piece. Are you intending to be a poster, a billboard, a flyer, an online video, radio spot, or some other medium, right? The intended target audience, general public, or specific group of people you wish to reach. The main issue you choose to address. Explain why the issue is important. Why it is important. And guess what? What's the best way to do? References, like, right? This issue is important because this, and that. You could see that from, you know, the Pew Research Center or the American Health Organization says that you should take time away from your screen, blah, 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 because it will hurt your eyes and everything else. You need to explain to us why this issue is important, right? And what the call to action is, right? What are you recommending for your audience to do? So if yours is to stop texting and driving, your call to action is for them to stop texting and driving, right? Stop cyberbullying. You want them to stop harassing their classmates or think twice. Whatever you want them to do. And it should be, right, in your promotional piece, it should have a call to action, but we also want you to tell us here what your call to action is as well, right? So what you want your audience to do. And as always, include your name and your Los Angeles Film School student number in your treatment document, right? And so include basic references. We just need the URL addresses or links and titles, album titles, anything, you know, to cite any alt-text content that you used, right? So simple. So remember how we always have you compress files and submit? You're gonna realize you probably have to do that for this one because you may have, you know, a promotional poster and audio file that you need with your written file as well. Samantha asks, is your promotional piece has to be one page or could it be more than one page to prove a point? What is your promotional piece? A billboard should only be one billboard usually, right? A poster should usually be only one poster. So it just depends if you're creative and you want to make it more, it just depends on what you're doing with them, but that's going to go to your promotional piece, right? So I can't really say that because that just depends. The script may be more than 1 or 2 pages depending on how long the script is. So just kind of, you have that freedom to choose your promotional piece. I can't really say a length for what your promotional piece will be. Think about your medium more. Think about your medium and what you're doing. So if you're doing a billboard that's supposed to be meant to see on a highway, it would only be a billboard itself, right? If you're doing one poster that you want on the front of the DMV, then maybe one poster is enough. A series may not work. It just depends on your medium and what you're doing, right? And your treatment only needs to be 1 or 2 pages because your audience doesn't see that. We see that, right? So as you're creating, Samantha, I hope that answers your question. Okay, all right. And Callie, I hope I answered your question about the blog post. It's just, you know, just think about your audience and what's appropriate for you. Hope that answered you from before as well. All right. So as we're creating these promotional pieces, whenever possible, we should avoid using media that's been created by other people to avoid, you know, legal implications. Because we want you to think about this like we're hiring you to do this job, right? And that you need to figure out. And you can't use someone else's work because that's bad, right? So how do you get around that for this purpose? We have something called Creative Commons to help you out. There we go. Copy link location, and I'm sharing that with you here in our chat as well. And as always, when you click it, we'll go here to it as well. Creative Commons. What does Creative Commons do for us? Creative Commons is great because basically, as you can see here, and it says, I want something that I can use for commercial purposes, modify, adapt, or build upon. Meaning anything that we find in here, someone has said, the original artist has said, you can use this for your commercial purposes and you can modify, adapt, and build upon it. Do whatever you want with the images, put in whatever you want. I give you license to do that. So anything that you find here, and you're gonna see with different resources, media resources, images, even a Google search, right? Clip libraries. We have SoundCloud for music, even videos. But these in particular, someone has given permission in order for us to use their images. So texting and driving, I need an image of a car. I'll make that simple. Come on, baby. All right, so car. So all these pictures of a car, someone has given me the right to use, and I can post whatever I want and slap it in there and want it and sell it because someone has given me the right to use that, right? Now, I can, of course, get more. It's a search engine, so obviously the more words I use, the more specific I get, the more that I'll get, right? So it just depends what you're looking for. But let's say I'm creating a poster about high school kids because I'm going to talk about cyberbullying. Right? So all these pictures, again, I can use, and everybody in these have given us permission to use all of these. So we're definitely just using searches. So we have different resources available. I was using Flickr there. There's Google, there's Pinterest, there's music. And then again, this Google has already been adapted to put those search engines for you so you don't have to do it on your own. So Donald asks, we can use the photo and cite where we got the photo from, right? If it's from Creative Commons, yes, right? We want you to only use things that begin permission from, and then you would give us the basic link or URL for any outside media. Sorry, it's this one. Any outside media that you use. So right here. So we just need the basic one, right? So Creative Commons, definitely there for you. Use this resource for anything, music that you want to use. Like I said, we have a couple of different sources. We got videos and everything. And again, it's different from your regular search in there because it's given us permission to use it. So now we know where we can get media assets to put in our videos. We know where to get images we could put in our posters or billboards. We can't create them ourselves, right? And we know that we can create this promotional piece that we're doing in this one. You know, what we came up with. We know that we can write the treatment, right? 1 or 2 paragraphs in there. We got where we can find our media, and so we're going to submit those as a compressed file, upload it to the LMS, or put a link if it's a video and it's too big, right? And remember to name your file, last name, first name, and assignment name for all submissions. And when is this due? Sunday, 11:59 p.m. And as always, we're going to look at the rubric because we want to know. So just to let you know, you're going to see on this rubric, there is nothing that talks about the exact creativity of your assignment, right? So if you're worried, like, I'm not the most creative person that there is, don't worry. We're not judging your creativity, right? So we just want to make sure you're doing the assignment and that if it's effective, right? So again, did the submission include a promotional piece, an explanation of the intended audience, the intended medium, the main issue, importance, and the call to action? Was the student's research effective and connected to the assigned topic? Was an effective digital tool used to convey the information clearly? Right? So notice how we're not talking about creativity. So I'm worried if it's an effective digital tool, right? So if you're using a billboard to explain to something that really shouldn't be used with the billboard, maybe a poster or something else would work better. Definitely that's what I'm looking for more than the creative aspects. So Donald asked where we can access this class session in the archive, usually up to 24 hours after we finish this. As always, they're in our go-to training session for the week, and also usually under our the getting started, you're going to see the go-to training and recordings. We put them in both of those locations. So, you know, as we archive it from week to week. So you'll see it in this week's go-to training section, and then in the archive for all weeks and all previous weeks. And as always, we have an FAQ at the end of the document. Again, what software I can use, any format that we talked about, Google Drive, Drive presentation, PowerPoint, you know, it just depends on how you're giving it to us. Right? Is my patient graded for creativity? No, right? I'll upload my assignment, and again, where do I find research? We gave you some links that I just showed you there in the Learn More, the responsibility links. As always, our library resource, EBSCO host, you just did it last week. You know where you can get those research, right? So as always, at the FAQ, just in case you need remembrance, look at the rubric, and as always, everything's here right in our instructions. Are there any questions about our assignment for this week? So I definitely want to answer all your questions for assignment, because if not, the only other thing I believe I have to say for this week is your quiz is due, right? Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Besides that, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for being with all of us this month. We are so glad that you joined us for this month, and we're so glad that you definitely started, you know, your education here with us. So we definitely want to thank you from all of us here, all the instructors here. We definitely thank you for this whole week. And if you need anything, reach out to any of us. And again, you can ask any questions because I'm still here. But if you have no questions, you need to go, feel free to go. But I'm still here to answer anybody's questions you have left. But thank you again. Thank you, Kimberly. Have a great week as well. You as well, Donald. Thank you. Thank everyone so much. Definitely glad to have you guys and listening to all my references and corny jokes to myself. Have a great night, everyone. All righty, Donald, I got it for you over here. So you're gonna see I'm in our class page, but you see this go-to training info and recordings. That's definitely one place that you'll find them. Mine looks a little different from yours. But we archive these every week. As you're going to see, we have week 1, week 2, and week 3 that's there as well. And as always, and the one for your class as well, our 4.1 digital literacy go-to trainings. It will be in there as well, obviously, once we up to 24 hours after we record this one. Sorry, went to the wrong place. So you'll see it here as well. So we'll put a link here as well. I hope that answers your question, Donald. And we have, what should the posting fee consist of again, just so I can be sure? No problem, right? So your goal is to communicate a specific target to make them aware of something important that they should know about the rights, responsibilities, or risks associated with digital citizenship, and present a call to action, encouraging in the steps that you take as a result of your message, right? So Dexter, that's what's going to be your promotional piece. So if you want to tell someone about the dangers of sitting too long, definitely like sitting too long in front, that they need to stretch or something else, depending on your medium, it's depending on what you're putting in it, and right? So that's why that paragraph is very important. Your goal is to communicate to a specific audience, right? So think of your audience, make them aware of something important they should know about the rights, responsibilities, or risks associated with digital citizenship. So that's right, and have your call to action in it. So I don't know if you ever played, let's say, the Wii. Do you remember those instances where they would say, hey, take a break, take 15 minutes, play outside, and it's really that cool graphic and everything else, right? So think of it, that's there. Or a PSA, think about any public service announcement that you've ever heard. Think of it kind of towards that. Glad to help. Again, any other questions? Again, if you have no questions, feel free, you're free to leave. I'm just answering questions. No problem, Andrew. I try to make everything entertaining. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you got your computer. I'm glad everything's working out for you. I'm definitely, and I'm so glad that you're with us. I'm so glad we can help you through it. And we hope to keep being entertaining for you and educational through your years here. Have a great night, Andrew. Have a good night as well, Hallie. Have a great night.